Keep your dirty black hands off my counter. Madison Pierce's palm explodes across Maya Washington's face. The hotel receptionist doesn't stop. She violently sweeps Maya's purse off the marble counter with both hands. What ghetto did you crawl out of? Madison sneers loud enough for everyone to hear. Security! Remove this creature before she steals something! Designer items scatter everywhere. Lipstick rolls between guests' feet. Car keys slide under a businessman's briefcase. Maya's phone spins across the floor like a discus. The Grand Meridian's evening crowd freezes. Phones emerge from pockets. A woman gasps. Someone whispers, "Oh my God, did she just—" Maya stands perfectly still in her simple black dress, fingertips barely touching her reddening cheek. No tears, no shouting, no begging for help. Just a terrifying calm that makes the security guard hesitate mid-step. Have you ever been so completely underestimated that your silence became a loaded weapon? Madison Pierce straightens her blonde hair and adjusts her pristine uniform, savoring the moment. At 28, she's worked at the Grand Meridian for 3 years, and she knows exactly who belongs here. Ma'am, I think there's been a terrible mistake. Her voice drips with false politeness as she gestures toward the exit. The Motel 6 is about 8 blocks that way, much more suitable for your budget. Maya's calm gaze never wavers. She simply reaches into her scattered belongings and retrieves her phone, checking the time. 7:48 p.m. I have a reservation, Maya says quietly. Under what name? Shaniqua? Destiny? Madison's colleague Jake snickers from behind the computer. Let me guess. You paid with food stamps? The lobby's marble floors amplify every whisper. Guests in Armani suits and Chanel dresses turn to stare. Their expressions range from uncomfortable to openly disgusted, not at Madison's behavior, but at Maya's presence. No reservation under any urban names, Madison announces loudly, making sure her voice carries. Shocking, really. It's almost like some people lie to get into places they can't afford. An elderly woman in pearls leans toward her husband. The nerve of these people, honestly. In our day, they knew their place. Her husband nods approvingly. Security should have stopped her at the door. Look at those cheap shoes. Maya glances at her phone again. 12 minutes. 12 minutes until what? Your dealer shows up? Jake laughs, high-fiving Madison. Security's right there if you need an escort to rehab. Near the concierge desk, a woman with 2.3 million TikTok followers, Lux Life Lila, discreetly starts recording. Her evening series Rich Hotel Drama usually features celebrity meltdowns, but this is pure gold. Y'all seeing this? She whispers to her phone. 5-star hotel versus woman who clearly doesn't belong. This is about to get messy. Comments flood her live stream. Asterisk. Karen energy is strong with this one. Asterisk. That lady looks too calm. Sus asterisk. Security about to drag her out. Lamau asterisk. She probably robbed someone for that dress. Asterisk. Call the police already. Maya's designer purse, scattered across the floor, reveals subtle details that most observers miss. The lipstick is Tom Ford, $78. Her car keys bear a Tesla logo. The phone case appears simple until you notice the custom titanium construction with tiny engraving, MW board chair. But the crowd sees what they want to see, a black woman who doesn't belong. I'd like to speak with your manager, Maya says, her voice still eerily calm. Madison rolls her eyes so hard they nearly complete a full rotation. Mr. Richardson is having dinner with real guests. Important people, not whatever this is. She gestures dismissively at Maya's simple black dress, which happens to be Saint Laurent, though its understated elegance is lost on the audience. Jake, call the cops. We've got a trespasser who won't leave. Madison pulls out her phone with theatrical flair. I'm documenting everything for the police report. A businessman in a 3-piece suit nods approvingly. Finally, someone with backbone. These people need to learn boundaries. His wife clutches her Birkin bag tighter. Honestly, what is this neighborhood coming to? First they integrate the schools, now this. Ma'am, the businessman addresses Maya directly. There's a perfectly nice Holiday Inn Express down the street. Much more reasonable for people in your situation. 2 college-aged women near the elevator giggle. She probably saw this place on Instagram and thought she could fake her way in. One whispers loudly enough for Maya to hear. Right, like girl, we can all see you don't belong here, her friend responds. That dress is probably from Target. Lux Life Lila's viewer count hits 45,000. Her comments section explodes. Asterisk, this hotel about to get canceled, asterisk. Why is she so calm, though? Asterisk, something ain't right here. Asterisk, plot twist, she's actually rich. Asterisk, nah, she broke AF. Look at her shoes. Maya checks her phone once more. 8 minutes. 8 minutes until what exactly? Madison's patience evaporates. Your imaginary reservation? Your welfare check? Your parole officer? The words hit like physical blows, but Maya doesn't flinch. Instead, she does something unexpected. She smiles. Not a big smile, just a tiny curl at the corner of her mouth. Madison misinterprets it completely. Oh, you think this is funny? Jake, she's obviously high on something. Call security and the police. Should we check her for weapons? Jake suggests, eyeing Maya suspiciously. These people are usually carrying something. Good thinking, Madison agrees. She's probably here to case the joint for her gang. Ma'am, a deep voice interrupts. Head of Security Torres approaches, his hand resting casually on his radio. I'm going to need you to come with me. Torres has worked hotel security for 15 years. Something about this woman's composure bothers him. She's too calm, too collected. In his experience, innocent people panic, guilty people fight. But this woman, she's something else entirely. I'll wait here until 8 p.m., Maya says, glancing at the ornate clock above the concierge desk. After that, this situation will resolve itself. Oh, hell no, Madison's voice reaches a shriek. You don't get to dictate terms. This is the Grand Meridian. We don't negotiate with people like you. The phrase people like you hangs in the air like poison gas. Every phone in the lobby is now recording. #Grand Meridian Shame starts trending on Twitter. A woman in designer boots turns to her friend. I'm posting this on my Instagram story. This is exactly why I support tough immigration policies. Totally, her friend agrees. These people have no respect for boundaries or property. Maya's phone buzzes with a text message. She glances at it briefly, something about papers signed and transfer complete, before sliding it back into her pocket. 5 minutes, she announces to no one in particular. Madison's face turns purple with rage. Security! Remove this delusional woman before I do it myself! Torres takes a step forward, but something stops him. Maybe it's Maya's posture, perfectly straight, like someone accustomed to boardrooms. Maybe it's her hands, manicured but not flashy, wearing a watch that looks simple until you notice the Patek Philippe logo. Or maybe it's the way she's not looking at him with fear, but with what almost seems like pity? Torres to the front desk. His radio crackles. We've got a situation in the lobby, possible trespassing. LuxLife_Lila adjusts her phone angle, making sure to capture Maya's face. Guys, I've been filming rich people for 3 years, and I'm telling you, something is off about this whole situation. Her viewer count hits 78,000. The comments are brutal. Asterisk, she's probably on drugs, asterisk. Arrest her already. Asterisk, why won't she just leave? Asterisk, entitled much? Assistant Manager Bradley emerges from the back office, straightening his tie. He takes one look at Maya and immediately sides with Madison. Ma'am, we've had problems with people trying to scam our reservation system, he announces loudly. Fake confirmations, stolen credit cards. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave immediately. This is harassment, Maya says simply. No, Bradley snaps. This is business, and our business caters to a certain clientele. I'm sure you understand. Maya pulls out her phone and speed dials a number. The lobby falls silent as everyone strains to listen. Mr. Richardson? Her voice carries clearly across the marble space. This is Maya Washington. I'm currently standing in your lobby, and you have exactly 3 minutes to get down here. She pauses, listening to the voice on the other end. Yes, that Maya Washington. 3 minutes, or I make a decision that will cost you everything you've worked for. She ends the call. The lobby erupts in confused whispers. Madison and Bradley exchange panicked glances. She's bluffing, Madison hisses. Probably calling some ambulance-chasing lawyer or her baby daddy. But Torres notices that Maya's phone screen briefly displayed a contact labeled Richardson Personal Cell. How did she get the general manager's personal number? 2 minutes, Maya announces, checking the lobby clock. The elevator chimes as Assistant Manager Bradley steps into full view, his face already twisted with irritation. At 35, he's built his career on knowing exactly who deserves respect at the Grand Meridian, and this woman clearly doesn't make the cut. Ma'am, we've had ongoing issues with people trying to scam our booking system, Bradley announces loudly enough for the entire lobby to hear. Fake confirmations, stolen credit cards, identity theft. I'm going to need you to leave immediately before we press charges. 7:52 p.m., 8 minutes remaining. Maya's fingers lightly brush her still stinging cheek, but her expression remains unnaturally calm. I'm waiting for Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson doesn't waste time with situations like this, Bradley snaps. Security, escort this woman out now! Two guards approach from opposite directions. Torres from the left, a younger guard named Kevin from the right. Kevin's hand hovers near his pepper spray. Torres hesitates, something nagging at the back of his experienced mind. Ma'am, please come with us, Kevin demands. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. Maya glances at the ornate lobby clock. I'll wait here until 8 p.m., then this situation will resolve itself. The certainty in her voice sends a ripple of unease through the gathering crowd. LuxLife_Lila zooms in on Maya's face, catching something the others miss, a flicker of what looks almost like amusement. Guys, I'm getting major main character energy from this woman, Lila whispers to her phone, like she knows something we don't. Her live stream hits 89,000 viewers. Comments flood the screen. Asterisk. She's way too calm for someone about to get arrested. Asterisk. Plot twist incoming, I can feel it. Asterisk. Why won't they just drag her out already? Asterisk. Something's fishy about this whole thing. Asterisk. She's probably a scammer trying to sue them. Madison's confidence wavers for a split second as she watches Maya's reaction. Most people would be crying, begging, or cursing by now. Instead, Maya stands there like she's waiting for a business meeting to start. Bradley, just call the cops, Madison hisses. She's obviously delusional, probably off her meds. A woman in a Hermes scarf turns to her companion. I heard these people sometimes target luxury hotels specifically. They create scenes to get settlements. Exactly, her friend agrees. It's probably some kind of insurance scam. The businessman from earlier approaches Bradley. Young man, I've been coming to this hotel for 20 years. I shouldn't have to witness this kind of disruption during my evening. You're absolutely right, sir. Kevin Torres, I want her removed immediately. Use whatever force necessary. 7:55 p.m., 5 minutes remaining. Torres takes a reluctant step forward. In 15 years of security work, he's learned to trust his instincts, and every instinct is screaming that something about this doesn't add up. The woman's posture, her lack of fear, the way she keeps checking the time like she's expecting something specific to happen. Ma'am, I don't want to have to physically restrain you, Torres says carefully. Maya finally looks directly at him. You won't have to. The simple confidence in those 4 words stops him cold. Kevin has no such reservations. He reaches for Maya's arm. Come on, lady, time to go. Maya pulls out her phone again and speed dials a number. The entire lobby holds its breath. Mr. Richardson? Maya Washington, yes, I'm still in your lobby. Her voice carries across the marble with crystal clarity. You now have exactly 4 minutes to get down here before I make a decision that will cost you everything you've worked for. She pauses, listening. The entire lobby strains to hear the other side of the conversation. No, I'm not making threats. I'm explaining the consequences. Another pause. 4 minutes, Richardson. I suggest you hurry. She ends the call and slides the phone back into her pocket. The lobby erupts in confused murmurs. Madison's face goes pale. How does this woman have the general manager's direct line? She's bluffing, Bradley declares, but his voice lacks conviction. Probably Googled his number or something. Sir? Torres interrupts quietly. Maybe we should wait to see. No! Bradley's voice cracks with panic. I don't care who she thinks she's calling. This is a 5-star establishment, not some homeless shelter. Remove her now or you're both fired. LuxLife Lila's phone nearly slips from her hand. Oh my God, guys. The plot is definitely thickening. Why does the manager sound so scared? Her viewer count breaks 125,000. The comments are moving too fast to read. Asterisk. She knows something, asterisk. Manager's about to get fired, Mau, asterisk. This lady is playing chess while they're playing checkers. Asterisk. I'm invested now. Who is she? A group of teenagers near the gift shop starts its own recording. "Yo, this is about to go viral," one whispers. "This lady's about to serve some serious justice." Maya checks her phone screen. 7:57 p.m., 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes, she announces calmly. Madison's hands start shaking. Something about Maya's absolute certainty is terrifying. "Bradley, maybe we should just wait and see what—" "No!" Bradley screams, losing all composure. "I don't care if she's calling the president. Get her out!" Kevin lunges forward to grab Maya's arm, but Torres catches his wrist. "Wait! What are you doing?" Kevin demands. "Something's not right here," Torres mutters, studying Maya's face. "Look at her. Really look at her." For the first time, people start paying attention to details instead of assumptions. Maya's cheap dress has an almost imperceptible designer cut. Her fake purse, now scattered across the floor, reveals a Hermès serial number. Her drugstore watch is actually a Patek Philippe worth more than most people's cars. "Sir, I think we might want to—" Torres starts. "I think you both want to keep your jobs!" Bradley snarls. "Kevin, if Torres won't do his job, you do it. Drag her out." 7:58 p.m., 2 minutes remaining. The elevator chimes. Every head in the lobby turns toward the sound. General Manager Richardson emerges, his face flushed and panicked, scanning the crowd frantically. His eyes lock onto Maya, and the color drains from his face completely. "Oh my God!" he whispers, loud enough for the front row to hear. "Oh my God!" Richardson breaks into a sprint across the marble floor, his expensive shoes sliding slightly on the polished surface. Madison, Bradley, and both security guards freeze as their boss approaches the woman they've been trying to remove. "Miss Washington," Richardson pants, coming to a stop 3 feet from Maya. I had no idea you were—" He gestures helplessly at the chaos around them. Maya's slight smile returns. "Clearly." Luck's life, Lila's phone shakes in her hands. "Guys, the general manager just called her by name. He knows her. What the hell is happening right now?" Her live stream explodes past 200,000 viewers. The chat is pure chaos. Madison grabs the reception counter for support. "Sir, what's happening? Who is she?" Richardson turns to face his staff, his expression a mixture of terror and rage. "Madison, Bradley, my office, right now!" "But sir, she was trespassing. She attacked the counter. Now!" Richardson's voice echoes off the marble walls. Maya checks her phone one final time. 7:59 p.m. "Actually, Mr. Richardson," Maya says quietly, "I think we should handle this right here, in front of everyone." She looks around the lobby, making eye contact with Lux Life Lila's camera, with the business people, with the teenagers recording, and with the security guards. "After all," Maya continues, "transparency is so important in customer service, don't you think?" Richardson's hands visibly tremble. "Miss Washington, please. Perhaps we could discuss this privately." The lobby clock chimes 8 p.m. Maya's smile widens just slightly. "Too late for privacy, Mr. Richardson. It's time for the truth." Maya reaches into her jacket pocket with deliberate slowness, extracting a sleek tablet. The lobby falls silent except for the soft hum of air conditioning and the distant murmur of Lux Life Lila's live stream commentary. "For those recordings," Maya says, her voice carrying easily across the marble expanse, "I'm Maya Washington. As of 4:47 p.m. today, exactly 3 hours and 13 minutes ago, I became the majority shareholder of Meridian Global Hospitality Group." She taps her tablet screen. 67% controlling interest. This hotel and 847 others across 6 continents. The silence that follows is deafening. Richardson's legs wobble. He grabs the nearest marble pillar for support. "Miss Washington, we had absolutely no idea that you were—" "That I was what, Mr. Richardson? Black, poor, unwelcome?" Maya's voice remains perfectly calm. "Or that I was your new boss?" Madison's mouth opens and closes like a fish gasping for air. The confident sneer has vanished completely, replaced by dawning horror. Bradley takes an unconscious step backward, bumping into a potted plant. Lux Life Lila's hands shake as she tries to keep her phone steady. "Holy shit, guys, holy shit! She owns the entire hotel chain. This woman owns everything!" Her viewer count exploded past 300,000. The comments move so fast they're just a blur of excitement and disbelief. Asterisk. "I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, asterisk. Plot twist of the century, asterisk." That receptionist is so fired, asterisk. Karma is a beautiful thing, asterisk. She's the owner. Around the lobby, guests frantically pull out their phones to Google Maya's name. The businessman who suggested she try Holiday Inn Express stares at his screen in shock. The woman who clutched her Birkin bag begins backing toward the elevator. Maya continues with the same unsettling calm. The paperwork was finalized at 4:47 p.m. Meridian's board voted unanimously to accept my acquisition offer. 18 months of planning, Mr. Richardson. 18 months of buying shares through shell companies, building leverage, waiting for the right moment. Torres removes his hand from his radio entirely. In all his years of security work, he's never witnessed anything like this. Kevin stands frozen, his mouth hanging open. But that's not why I'm really here tonight, Maya continues, and something in her tone makes Richardson flinch. She turns to face Madison directly. The young receptionist shrinks back against the computer terminal. 3 years ago, my 16-year-old nephew Marcus was humiliated in this exact lobby. He was wearing his school uniform. Honor roll student, varsity track team, volunteering at the Children's Hospital every weekend. He was here to deliver flowers to his girlfriend who worked in housekeeping. Maya's voice never rises, but the temperature in the room seems to drop 10 degrees. Your predecessor called him suspicious, said a black boy in this neighborhood was probably selling drugs, had him arrested in front of 50 witnesses, including his girlfriend. The charges were dropped, of course, but the damage was done. The crowd shifts uncomfortably. Some of the earlier mockery dies on faces as people begin to understand the magnitude of what they've witnessed. Marcus developed anxiety so severe he couldn't finish high school on time. Panic attacks every time he entered a building with security guards. Couldn't sleep for months without nightmares about being handcuffed. Madison's legs give out. She slides down the wall behind the reception desk until she's sitting on the floor. This purchase wasn't business, Madison. It was justice. Maya taps her tablet again, and somehow the screen content appears on the lobby's information display. Financial documents, acquisition papers, legal transfers, all bearing today's date and Maya's signature. Meridian Global Hospitality, $12.8 billion in annual revenue. I now control every policy decision, every hiring choice, every employee review. She looks around the lobby, including terminations. Richardson finds his voice, though it comes out as a croak. Miss Washington, please. Whatever Madison did, we can fix this. Training, counseling, anything you want. Can you fix Marcus, Mr. Richardson? Can you give him back 3 years of therapy? Can you undo the panic attacks that still wake him up at night? The general manager's expensive suit seems to hang loose on his suddenly smaller frame. No, ma'am, no. LuxLife_Lila struggles to whisper her commentary as her live stream approaches 500,000 viewers. Guys, this isn't just about money or power. This is about family. This woman bought an entire hotel chain to get justice for her nephew. Maya pockets her tablet and surveys the crowd of guests, many of whom participated in or encouraged the earlier harassment. For those who enjoyed the show earlier, who cheered when Madison struck me, who suggested I belonged at a cheaper hotel, you might want to reconsider your choice of accommodations. The businessman, who nodded approvingly at Madison's behavior, suddenly becomes very interested in his shoes. The women who made comments about these people edge toward the exit. I have security footage of everything that happened here tonight, Maya continues. Every comment, every laugh, every moment of cruelty. It will all be preserved. She turns back to Madison, who is now openly crying on the floor behind the reception desk. But I'm not here for revenge, Madison. I'm here for a change. Maya walks closer to the reception desk, her heels clicking softly on the marble. Madison looks up through her tears, mascara streaking down her cheeks. You have a choice to make, Maya says gently. You can resign tonight with 6 months severance and a commitment to complete bias training, or I can make you a symbol. Your name, your face, your words from tonight will become a case study in business schools across the country. Madison nods frantically. I'll resign. I'll do the training. I'm so sorry I didn't know. You didn't know what? That I was wealthy? That I was powerful? Maya's voice carries a note of disappointment. The problem isn't that you didn't know who I was, Madison. The problem is that it shouldn't have mattered. The lobby has become completely silent, except for the soft sound of Madison sobbing and the continued murmur from hundreds of thousands of live stream viewers witnessing the encounter. Maya addresses the crowd one more time. Marcus is 19 now. He's a sophomore at Howard University studying business law. His goal is to make sure no other teenager ever experiences what he did. She pulls out her phone and makes a video call. After a moment, a young man's face appears on the screen. Marcus, wearing a Howard University sweatshirt, studying in what appears to be a dorm room. "Marcus," Maya says, turning the phone so the lobby camera can see him. "This is where it happened 3 years ago. Today we changed the rules." Marcus looks into the camera, his voice clear and strong. "For anyone watching this, don't let one bad experience define you. Sometimes healing means changing the system that hurt you." Maya ends the call and looks around the lobby one final time. "The old Meridian died at 4:47 p.m. today. Tomorrow we will start building something better." Richardson straightens up slightly, still pale but trying to recover some composure. What happens now, Miss Washington?" Maya's slight smile returns, but this time it's not mysterious. It's decisive. "Now, Mr. Richardson, we have a very important conversation about the future of this company." Maya walks to the center of the lobby, her tablet connecting wirelessly to the hotel's main display screen. Numbers and documents flash across the 65-inch monitor, visible to everyone present, and the 600,000 people watching Lux Life Lila's live stream. "Let me share some facts," Maya begins, her voice carrying the authority of someone accustomed to boardrooms. Meridian Global Hospitality Group, $12.8 billion in annual revenue. Net profit margin, 14.2%. Stock price as of market close today, $137.43 per share. Financial charts fill the screen. Profit reports, market analysis, shareholder distributions. Richardson stares at the numbers like they might save his career. "I purchased my controlling interest through Washington Holdings, Sterling Acquisitions Limited, and Pacific Venture Capital, 3 shell companies I established specifically for this acquisition. Total investment, $4.9 billion over 18 months. Madison, still crumpled behind the reception desk, looks up in shock. Bradley's mouth hangs open. The businessman near the elevator frantically Googles Maya's net worth on his phone. "This specific property generates $45 million in annual revenue. Operating costs, $31.7 million. Your salary, Mr. Richardson, $185,000. Bradley, $52,000. Madison, $38,000 annually." Maya taps her tablet. Employment contracts appear on the screen, complete with performance reviews and disciplinary records. "Madison, your file shows 3 previous complaints about attitude problems with diverse guests. Bradley, you've been written up twice for enabling discriminatory behavior. Mr. Richardson, your property has the 2nd highest discrimination complaint rate in the entire Meridian chain." The gathered crowd shifts uncomfortably as the scope of the problem becomes clear. This wasn't an isolated incident. It was a pattern. According to Section 12.7 of the Meridian Employee Handbook, which I helped revise this afternoon during the board meeting, discriminatory behavior constitutes immediate grounds for termination without severance, benefits, or positive references. Richardson's face goes ashen. "Miss Washington, please. Madison made a mistake, but—" "A mistake?" Maya's eyebrows rise slightly. "Let me show you what Section 15.3 defines as mistakes versus intentional discrimination." Legal text fills the screen. Highlighted passages outline the difference between accidental microaggressions and deliberate racist harassment. Madison's actions clearly fall into the latter category. Maya displays a side-by-side comparison. Mistake: asking for additional ID due to unclear reservation. Intentional discrimination, using racial slurs, making assumptions based on appearance, physical assault, denying service based on prejudice. She looks directly at Madison. "Your behavior tonight falls under categories 2, 3, 4, and 5. However," Maya continues, "I'm not here to destroy lives. I'm here to change systems." She addresses Madison directly. "You have 2 choices. Option 1, resign immediately with 6 months severance, complete 40 hours of bias training, and participate in a video apology that will become part of our company-wide sensitivity curriculum." Madison nods frantically from the floor. Yes, I'll do anything. Option 2, I release tonight's footage to CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and every major news outlet by tomorrow morning. Your name becomes synonymous with workplace discrimination. Harvard Business School, Wharton, Northwestern, Kellogg, they're all eager for real-world case studies about how unconscious bias destroys corporate value. Maya swipes her tablet. Mock headlines appear on the screen. Hotel receptionist's racist attack cost company billions, and how one employee's prejudice triggered corporate takeover. Your choice affects more than just you, Madison. Every Meridian employee, all 47,000 of them across 6 continents, will be required to watch whatever video we create about tonight. Will it be a story of redemption and learning, or a cautionary tale about the cost of hatred? The scope of Madison's potential infamy dawns on her. Nearly 50,000 employees, millions of guests, international media coverage. Her legs shake visibly. LuxLife_Lila whispers to her phone. 650,000 viewers, guys. This is the most incredible corporate showdown I've ever witnessed. She's offering redemption instead of revenge. Bradley steps forward, sweat visible on his forehead. What about me? I was just doing my job, supporting my staff. Bradley, you enabled Madison's behavior and escalated the situation. You also violated company policy by ordering security to use force without proper cause. Maya displays Bradley's employment file. Additionally, you failed to de-escalate despite clear signs that something was unusual about the situation. She highlights specific policy violations. Section 8.2, failure to investigate unusual guest claims. Section 11.4, authorizing inappropriate use of security force. Section 13.6, creating a hostile environment for protected class individuals. 2 weeks unpaid suspension and mandatory management training, or join Madison in unemployment. Your choice. I'll take the suspension, Bradley says immediately. Wise choice. Maya turns back to Richardson. Now let's discuss systemic changes that will ensure this never happens again. She swipes to a new presentation. Effective immediately, all Meridian properties will implement the Marcus Protocol, named after my nephew. Detailed policy documents appear on screen. Every guest interaction will be recorded. Artificial intelligence will analyze conversations for discriminatory language patterns. Managers receive real-time alerts about potential bias incidents. Richardson nods frantically. Yes, absolutely, whatever you need. The technology costs $18 million to implement across all properties. I consider it a necessary investment in human dignity. Maya displays technical specifications and implementation timelines. Additionally, we're launching the Respect and Dignity app. Guests can anonymously rate interactions and report discrimination. Feedback goes directly to corporate headquarters, bypassing local management entirely. She shows app mock-ups and user interface designs. Development cost, $3.2 million. Annual maintenance, $800,000. The price of accountability. Employees with consistent negative ratings enter mandatory retraining. Properties with patterns of discrimination lose their Meridian franchise. The implications hit Richardson like a physical blow. Lose the franchise, lose everything. We're also implementing new hiring requirements. Customer-facing staff must complete 40 hours of community service in diverse neighborhoods before employment. They'll work soup kitchens, homeless shelters, community centers, places where they interact with people different from themselves. Maya pauses, letting the weight of these changes settle over the room. Furthermore, monthly bias training becomes mandatory for all employees. Not generic diversity seminars, actual psychological training about unconscious prejudice, microaggressions, and systemic discrimination. She displays a training curriculum from Harvard's Implicit Bias Institute. The program costs $2 million per year across all properties. Consider it an investment in human decency. Of course, Richardson agrees, though he looks like he might vomit. Anything else? Maya's expression grows deadly serious. One more thing. I want the security footage from 3 years ago when Marcus was arrested. All of it. Richardson's remaining color drains away. That might be difficult to locate. Mr. Richardson. Maya's voice drops to barely above a whisper, but somehow everyone in the lobby hears every word. I now control your salary, your benefits, your pension, and your career prospects. More importantly, I control whether this hotel continues to exist as a Meridian property. She displays the franchise agreement on screen. I can revoke your license tomorrow morning if I choose. $45 million in annual revenue gone. 237 jobs eliminated. Your 20-year career in hospitality finished. I suggest you find that footage very quickly. Yes, ma'am. I'll have it pull everything from our archives immediately. Maya nods. Good, because that footage will become the centerpiece of our new training program. Future employees will watch exactly what happens when prejudice goes unchecked. She addresses the crowd of guests, many of whom participated in tonight's harassment. For those planning to leave negative reviews about tonight's disruption, remember that I now own the platform you'll use to complain. Meridian's new policy prioritizes guest dignity over guest comfort. The businessman who suggested Maya try a different hotel quietly slips toward the elevator. The women who made racist comments follow him. Maya displays one final document on the screen, a legally binding corporate policy change. Effective tomorrow, Meridian Global becomes a certified B Corporation, legally committed to balancing profit with social responsibility. Discriminatory behavior now violates our corporate charter. Richardson stares at the document, understanding that Maya has just fundamentally altered his company's DNA. Questions, Mr. Richardson? No, ma'am. We'll implement everything immediately. Maya walks over to Madison, who remains sitting on the floor, tears streaming down her face. She extends her hand. Madison, let me help you up. Madison takes Maya's hand hesitantly, struggling to her feet. Why are you being kind to me? After what I did? Because destroying you doesn't honor Marcus. Building a system that prevents the next Marcus from being hurt. That's how we heal. Maya addresses Lux Life Lila's camera directly. For everyone watching, remember this. Power isn't about crushing people who hurt you. It's about creating systems that protect the people who come after you. She turns back to Richardson. Have your legal team prepare Madison's severance agreement and Bradley's suspension paperwork. I want everything signed by midnight. Yes, ma'am. What about the media? This is going to be huge news. Maya's slight smile returns. Mr. Richardson, we just provided the world with a masterclass in corporate accountability. I suspect our stock price will reflect that positively. She pockets her tablet. Oh, and Richardson? Marcus starts his internship in our legal department this summer. You'll treat him exactly as you would treat me. Richardson nods vigorously. Absolutely. It would be an honor. Maya looks around the lobby one final time, taking in the faces of staff and guests who witnessed this transformation. The old Meridian died tonight. Tomorrow we start building something worthy of Marcus's forgiveness. Maya pulls out her phone and makes another video call. Marcus appears on screen again, this time sitting at what appears to be a study desk with law books visible behind him. Marcus, I need you to see this. Maya turns her phone so Marcus can view the lobby where he was humiliated 3 years ago. Madison, the woman who just resigned, is going to record an apology to you. Not to me, to you. Madison wipes her tears and nods shakily. I'm ready. Maya hands her phone to LuxLife_Lila, who positions it so both Marcus and her live stream audience can see Madison clearly. 700,000 people are now watching. Marcus, Madison begins, her voice trembling. 3 years ago, someone who worked where I worked destroyed your sense of safety and belonging. Tonight, I did the same thing to your aunt. I used my position to humiliate someone based on the color of their skin. She takes a shaky breath. I want you to know that what happened to you was wrong. Completely wrong. You didn't deserve suspicion. You didn't deserve arrest. You didn't deserve to have your dignity stolen by someone's prejudice. Marcus listens intently from his dorm room. Thank you for saying that. It means more than you know. I'm committing to 40 hours of bias training and community service, Madison continues. Not because I have to, but because I need to understand how my actions affect real people like you. After the call ends, Maya addresses Richardson. The apology video will be edited and distributed to every Meridian property by Friday. Madison's story becomes our teaching tool. Richardson nods as he frantically types notes on his phone. Understood. What about the implementation timeline for the other changes? Maya displays a detailed schedule on the lobby screen. Marcus protocol installation begins Monday at our top 50 properties, full deployment within 6 months. The Respect and Dignity app launches in 2 weeks. Our IT team worked overtime today to finalize development. She swipes to reveal staff training schedules. Monthly bias training starts next week. I've already contracted with Dr. Sarah Lane from Stanford's Implicit Bias Research Lab. She'll personally oversee curriculum development. Torres, who has remained quietly observant throughout the confrontation, steps forward. Miss Washington, speaking as head of security, these changes will fundamentally alter how we approach guest relations. My team is fully committed to the new protocols. Thank you, Torres. Your restraint tonight showed wisdom. You questioned the situation when others didn't. Maya turns to address the remaining guests, many of whom look uncomfortable about their earlier participation in the harassment. For those who cheered Madison's behavior or made disparaging comments, you've witnessed accountability in action. I hope you'll reflect on what unconscious bias looks like when it's exposed to light. The businessman from earlier approaches hesitantly. Miss Washington, I owe you an apology. My comments were inappropriate and hurtful. Apology accepted. Use this experience to examine your own assumptions about who belongs where. LuxLife_Lila adjusts her phone angle to capture Maya's final remarks to her massive audience. Guys, we're witnessing history. Real corporate accountability happening in real time. Maya addresses the camera directly. For everyone watching, remember that change doesn't require owning a hotel chain. Document discrimination when you see it. Speak up for people being mistreated. Demand better from businesses you support. She looks around the transformed lobby. Small actions create big changes when enough people take them. Richardson clears his throat nervously. Miss Washington, what about the ongoing management of these initiatives? Who will oversee implementation? I'm appointing Dr. Patricia Williams as our new Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer. She's currently the Dean of Diversity at Georgetown Law School. Her salary will be $400,000 annually, reporting directly to me. Maya displays Dr. Williams's credentials on screen. She'll have authority to terminate any employee at any level for discriminatory behavior. No appeals, no second chances for egregious violations. Bradley, who has been quietly processing his suspension, speaks up. Miss Washington, is there anything I can do to demonstrate my commitment to change? Your suspension includes mandatory mentorship with former employees who experienced discrimination. You'll hear their stories firsthand. Learn how management failures affect real people. Maya checks her watch. It's 8:47 p.m. In 47 minutes, this lobby went from a place of humiliation to a launching pad for industry-wide reform. She displays final policy documents on the screen. Every Meridian employee will receive a wallet card with our new mission statement. Dignity is not negotiable. Respect is not optional. Inclusion is not conditional. Richardson stares at the words. This will change everything about how we operate. Good. The old way created trauma for a 16-year-old boy. The new way prevents that trauma for future guests. Maya opens her tablet one final time, showing quarterly reports and projections. Economic impact analysis. These reforms will cost approximately $12 million in first-year implementation. However, projected reduction in discrimination lawsuits, improved employee retention, and enhanced brand reputation will generate an estimated $47 million in value over 5 years. She smiles slightly. Doing the right thing also happens to be profitable. Torres approaches with Madison's signed resignation papers. Everything is completed, Miss Washington. Madison has also agreed to participate in ongoing training documentation for educational purposes. Excellent. Torres, I'm promoting you to Director of Guest Safety and Dignity. $20,000 salary increase, effective immediately. Torres's eyes widened. Thank you, ma'am. I won't let you down. Maya's phone buzzes with a text from Marcus. Aunt Maya, thank you for turning my worst memory into hope for other kids. She shows the message to the camera. This is why we do the hard work of change, not for revenge, but for protection. LuxLife_Lila's viewer count has stabilized at nearly 800,000. Guys, I've been filming rich people drama for 3 years, but this is different. This is someone using power to heal instead of harm. Maya pockets her tablet and looks around the lobby one final time. Staff members are already discussing implementation details. Guests are sharing the live stream on their social media. The energy has completely transformed from hostile to hopeful. Mr. Richardson, you have 48 hours to submit detailed implementation plans for all new policies. Dr. Williams starts Monday morning. Any questions? No, ma'am. We'll exceed every expectation. Maya walks toward the elevator, then turns back. One more thing. Marcus will be interning in our legal department this summer, but he'll also spend time in frontline customer service. I want him to see how the changes we made tonight affect daily operations. She steps into the elevator as the doors begin to close. Transform this industry, Mr. Richardson. Make Marcus's pain matter. The doors close, leaving a lobby forever changed by one woman's quiet revolution. Richardson looks around at his transformed staff and remaining guests. You heard Miss Washington. We have work to do. As the crowd begins to disperse, Madison gathers her personal belongings from behind the reception desk. She approaches Lux Life Lila's camera one final time. To anyone watching who works in customer service, please learn from my mistake. See people as human beings, not assumptions. It could change everything. The lobby slowly empties, but the transformation is permanent. Tomorrow, the real work of systemic change begins. 6 months later, Marcus Washington stands in the same Grand Meridian lobby where his life changed twice, first through humiliation, then through justice. Now 19 and confident, he addresses a camera crew from 60 Minutes as part of a segment about corporate transformation. This lobby used to represent my worst memory, Marcus says, gesturing toward the marble floors where he was handcuffed 3 years earlier. Today, it represents hope for every young person who's been judged by their appearance instead of their character. The interviewer nods. The Marcus Protocol has now been adopted by 7 major hotel chains beyond Meridian. How does it feel to have your name associated with industry-wide reform? It feels like purpose, Marcus replies. My Aunt Maya always said pain should create protection, not just punishment. We turned my trauma into a system that shields other kids. Behind him, the hotel operates under completely transformed policies. Staff wear small pins reading "Dignity First." Digital displays remind guests and employees that discrimination is not tolerated. The atmosphere is professional, but notably warmer. Lux Life _ Lila, now with 2 million followers, films a follow-up to her viral live stream that has been viewed over 50 million times. Guys, I'm back at the Grand Meridian 6 months later, and the transformation is incredible. She interviews Torres, now Director of Guest Safety and Dignity. We've had 0 discrimination complaints since the reforms, he reports. Employee satisfaction is up 34%. Guest reviews consistently praise our inclusive atmosphere. The economic impact has exceeded Maya's projections. Meridian's stock price rose 23% in 6 months. Other hotel chains have contacted the company requesting consultation on bias prevention. Harvard Business School now teaches a case study titled The Maya Washington Method: Transformative Justice in Corporate America. Maya appears on screen via video call from her Washington Holdings headquarters, addressing the 60 Minutes audience directly. Power without purpose is just wealth. Power with purpose creates lasting change. The interviewer asks, you could have simply fired everyone involved and moved on. Why choose this more complex path? Because firing 3 people wouldn't have protected the next Marcus, Maya explains. Systematic change protects thousands of future guests and employees. That's worth more than any revenge. The camera shows statistics. Discrimination complaints across the hotel industry dropped 18% in markets where the Marcus Protocol operates. Employee diversity in management positions increased 27% at participating properties. Customer satisfaction scores reached industry highs. Madison appears on camera from her new job at a nonprofit organization focused on bias education. Working with Marcus directly through the training program changed my understanding of how privilege and prejudice operate, she says. I'm grateful Miss Washington chose rehabilitation over retaliation. She explains her current role. I travel to hotels, restaurants, and retail businesses sharing my story. Employees hear directly from someone who caused harm and learned to do better. It's more powerful than any handbook. The segment reveals that Madison's apology video has become one of the most effective training tools in corporate bias education. Her honest account of unconscious racism resonates with frontline employees who see themselves in her story. Dr. Patricia Williams, Meridian's Chief Diversity Officer, provides data. We've trained 47,000 employees across 848 properties. Pre-training bias assessments showed concerning implicit prejudices. Post-training assessments demonstrate measurable improvement in recognition and prevention of discriminatory behavior. The ripple effects extend beyond hospitality. Retail chains, banks, and healthcare systems have adapted Meridian's protocols. The Dignity First movement has become a recognized standard for inclusive customer service. LuxLife_Lila addresses her camera directly. For anyone watching who's experienced discrimination, document it, report it, demand accountability. Maya Washington proved that systematic change is possible when people with power choose courage over comfort. Marcus concludes the 60 Minutes segment with a message for young viewers. If someone tries to make you feel like you don't belong somewhere, remember, belonging isn't about their permission. It's about your dignity, and that's non-negotiable. Maya appears on screen one final time, speaking directly to the audience. Share your own stories of bias or discrimination in the comments, not for sympathy, for strategy. How did you handle it? What would you do differently? Let's build a playbook for turning these moments into movements. She continues. If this story moved you, share it with 3 people who need to see it. Tag them with #MarcusProtocol so we can track how far this message travels. Every share is a vote for the world Marcus deserves. Subscribe to Black Soul Stories for more accounts of quiet power overcoming loud prejudice. These aren't fairy tales, they're blueprints. Maya's final words appear as text overlay. Next week, the janitor who bought the company that fired her. Same energy, different industry. The segment ends with Marcus studying in the Grand Meridian's Business Center, preparing for his junior year at Howard University Law School. The marble counter where his aunt was slapped now bears a small plaque. Dignity is not negotiable. Respect is not optional. Inclusion is not conditional. Remember, Maya's voice concludes, they thought Maya was nobody. They were wrong. But here's the real twist. Marcus was always somebody. The system just couldn't see it. Be the person who changes the system. The credits roll over footage of diverse guests checking into Meridian properties worldwide, welcomed with genuine respect and dignity.